Hey folks, welcome to the rate update, our first live Thirsty Thursday. So as you guys come on, I'm going to wait a little bit because I know you guys aren't going to get on as quick as I have. So please, I'm going to do a roll call here in a second. I completely forgot it was St. Patrick's Day, the start of the basketball tournament. So I'm hoping somebody comes online, but please just give me a hi or whatever when you do log in. Please, I'm going to post it on here. Say hi when you log in. I'll post that on there. So we're going to wait for some people to join us. Basically, why I wanted to do this is I do a lot of research in regards to real estate, and I'm looking around, and you look at how what should realtors be doing to help borrowers, and are rates up? Actually, they aren't, and I'll reply on rates in a second. Today's video, what we're going to talk about it's basically for realtors, and I thought of doing this because to help you guys. Okay, all the things that I did and tried and didn't work, and I spent, and I believe me or not, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in advertising, and I found one platform that works the best for me, and I'll explain that too as people come on board. But as you join us, please just click hi. Let me know where you are. And again, it's for realtors. I want to know who's out there. What are your markets looking like? How can I help you? We have a referral partner program. It's kind of frustrating because I'm asking people out there to say, hey, are you a realtor out there? I need realtors because we probably pre-approve 5 to 10 people a day that don't have realtors. I need realtor partners. So that's why I'm doing the Thirsty Thursday. So if you have a cup, it is St. Patty's Day, so it's top of the morning to you. Here's my. I don't really drink. I drink beer on the weekends, maybe. That's not much, but that's it. So I'm gonna go in here. NJ Beeper, dude, looks like it's me and you. Lynn's coming on board. Lynn from Florida. NJ's from New Jersey. Awesome, guys. I want participation because this is for us. I want to tell you what I do that works. What I did that didn't work. I used to spend $180,000 a year in advertising. Now I make about $50,000 on a platform, and I spend basically nothing in advertising. How do I do it? What am I doing? That's what I want to share with you guys. But the one big thing I want to ask too is if you're out there and you're looking for clients, I got some ideas for you. But I need to know. Basically, I'm looking for what areas are you guys in? What difficulties do you see? This is also a learning curve for me. All I see on YouTubes and everything else is the world's ending. It's Armageddon. The housing market's going to crash. I want you guys to understand the facts behind the equation. So if you're talking to somebody that's renting and they're like, I'm not buying, and this is why, listen to what they're saying. But I want you to have some comebacks. Okay. So why would you rent? Do you realize you're paying a mortgage? It's not your mortgage, it's somebody else's mortgage. So as people are coming on, please just post in there. Let me know where you are, and I might call you out. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I want to ask you, in the market that you're in, what are you seeing? Okay. And another thing, I'm going to guide you to my website. If you're looking for referrals, we have referrals every day of pre-approved clients that we need realtors to refer those to. Because here's what happens. I pre-approve them. I'll be selfish about this. I'll tell you why I'm looking for this. My realtor refuses to virtually stage my home. Our rates up. NJ Prepper. Yeah. I'll go through your questions real quick. I got some questions here, and as people are coming on, please, like I said, let me know where you are in your area, because I might have some questions for you. I might even have some referrals for you as a thank you. So let's see here. Peppers, our rates up. Yeah. Today we had a reprieve. I think the MBS has closed it about up 20. I left early today to get prepared for this. So that's that. My realtor refuses. Get another realtor. Okay. Why using that one? If they're not going to do what you asked them to do, you're the boss. Okay. You're the boss. You need to have a realtor out there. If any realtors are in New Jersey and would like to work with NJ Prepper, please do so. Lynn in Florida. How's it going, Lynn? Whereabouts in Florida are you? I have a condo down in Cocoa Beach. I'll be there in about 2 weeks for a while. Let's go here. I'm my own client, right? Currently getting run over by Lennar Mortgage with outrageous overcharges, interest rates. It's just time. My realtor is lazy. Okay, the builders, lenders are bad. I even have, if you guys watch me on YouTube, I have a financer of, I don't know if that's good English, that works at like, not Lennar, but one of those big builders, and he's like, dude, what we do is a disgrace. Um, we can't lock them until 30 days prior to closing because we know that nothing's going to be on time. And then the builder's giving them some money just to make them go there because they have marketing agreements in place. And if they send them over here, they get perks. If they send it over here, they get perks. So they don't want to do anything, but they don't have the best loans for you. So that's why I'm like, yeah, that's those for us. Southwest Florida. I'm on the East Coast. I'm just Orlando. You go dead to the water, and that's where I am. So if anybody's on here, I see that we do have some people. Please post where you are. I won't call you out if you don't want me to. Just say don't post or whatever, because nobody sees this. Whatever. So let's go through some of the. Here's what I want to debunk. Okay, so you might have some clients or some people on the fence, and they're saying, why am I going to buy? Because everything I see everywhere is saying there's going to be housing crash. Okay, let me explain the housing crash to you guys to give you a quick course. And you probably watch my channel, so if you do, hey, honey buns, thanks for joining. You're on every one of these, so thank you so much. Here's what happened to the housing crash the last time. Now, you can't really go back and say, well, back in 1906, it's a different world. But let's dissect what happened. So again, to educate you guys on what happened back in 2006 and so forth. I was involved in, I've been in the mortgage business since 1989. So I've been around for a long time. I've seen the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly. So basically the whole issue back at that time was they came out and they're like, everybody should own a house. Everybody. Okay. So they made the programs really crazy, and then subprime came in, and then subprime was competing against each other. They're like, everybody and their mother's buying a house. So what can we do to stand out above the rest? So ultimately came this option arm. Okay, which was the defunct of the whole business. What the option arm did, and it was, a lot of these were stated income. So you'd have somebody, a secretary somewhere at just a local little shop making 30 grand. But to qualify for this house that they really loved, to buy the $500,000 house, they didn't make enough money to qualify. So we would do what's called a no income program, because they had good credit. Nothing else was looked at. On top of that was an option arm that made that. Here's the backdrop of that. It was a teaser rate, a complete teaser rate. So let's say the going rate was 7. It would have been 3.99. Okay, for 2-3 years. On top of that, it was interest only. So your ultimate payment would be, after the fact, let's say 2,500. Your initial payment would have been like 1,200. Okay. Yeah, you can fit 1,200. And then the nice thing is, house prices kept appreciating and appreciating and appreciating. And you could keep refinancing into the same program and kind of, pull out some monies to put down so you can make some payments and so forth. But then when everything stagnated, and then the option arm piece, the no interest, all the BS went away, and you got people started seeing their normal payment, they couldn't afford it. And then we had Armageddon. And then so one person put up their house for sale, then this person couldn't afford those payments, so that went out. And this happened by the millions. Millions of people all of a sudden couldn't afford their mortgages. So what happened? Foreclosures, because you couldn't sell a house in those days. You couldn't sell. If you're a realtor on here, please post it. You couldn't sell a house back in those days. So what happens is you have a glut of houses on the market. Nobody's buying, because now everybody's jumping in and saying, I'm just going to wait and bottom fish. You sit, and then you end up, I'll give you a horror story. I'm in the business. I bought a condo down in Florida back in, I wasn't even the peak, at $320,000. I had to fire sell that thing in 2008 because I had my own company at the time, and I was just trying to make payroll and everything. I was burning about 50,000 a month. I ended up selling it for 180 grand. Okay, figure that one out. And I'm in the business, so you get what I'm saying there. So it is not those times. What we're seeing today is there's no inventory. So you had a ton of people in their homes for the last 2 years, and they're like, I want to get out of this. I want to own my own house. Real estate is still a wealth creator. Okay, it is a wealth creator. But that being said, so let me start asking some questions. So guys, please, if you're online, please just shoot up a little text. You won't appear online. If you don't want to, just tell me, I'm in Texas, don't post. I won't post it, but I'm trying to get a feel for where you guys are. And I might ask some questions generically. And if you want to post something on there, please do. So let's go back through. I'm going to go to the top here and I'll try to work my way down. This is scary. Honey buns, what are you scared about? Post that down below, but I won't post that. No crash in sight, just softening. It's all. Let's see what here. Do I need a release of contract to get rid of my realtor? You should. Other realtors, please join in on this. NJ's looking for, can he fire his realtor because they're doing a crap job? So answer that and I'll post that down below. We got another person. My closing is around 16th of May, Tennessee, Cypress Hills. Should I lock in my interest rate or wait? Dude, what are you waiting for? You should have locked in probably not too long ago. So what we've seen, I'm going to just answer these things. I don't know why you wouldn't have locked. If you're working with us, you would have been locked. We don't play the float game in this environment. Okay. A lot of times what I can see is I see the markets moving, but they usually move in little increments. So if you watch my channel on YouTube, which you probably do if you're on here, I'm basically showing you what the MBSs are doing every day. If you go back in history and look at some of my videos, you'd see a move of 6, 8, 12% in a day. When we hit 18, it was like, whoa, what's going on? Lately, we've been seeing the MBSs moving in the increments of 50 to 90. Okay. On a given day, rates could go up a quarter. So if you're closing in May, you could have locked in January, December, and would have been in the threes. By waiting, you're probably now at 4.5. I don't know what size loan mortgage you have, but your payment probably just went up potentially 200, 300, $400 a month for waiting. So whoever advised you to not lock in, they didn't do you a good service. So I'd love for you to reach out to me and my team. We can at least walk you through some of the options that you have. I keep looking at the ARM rates and I post them every day. I'm still not finding a big enough spread in most of the clients, probably 9 out of 8 or 9 out of 10 clients we work with. A lot of the times the ARM rates don't make any sense. But again, this is what I want to talk about today, guys, is as a realtor roundtable. So I'm going to skip through some of these if you guys don't mind. Lynn just said, yikes. My house is, guys, I need to know where you are. Okay, Jay, you're in Bakersfield, California. All right, do you mind if I post this? I'll post it. All right, watch your videos daily. Thank you so much, Lynn. I appreciate it. Jay, how's the California market going? Because a lot of the people that I follow on social media, especially YouTube, they're like, it's Armageddon. So are you seeing, and I'll ask it this way, you might not see home sales killing it. I don't mean that in a bad way, but the home sales are down because I'm saying lack of inventory. You can't have, record sales if you don't have the record, the amount of product to hit a record number. Okay, so if you don't mind, let me know your local area. Please do me a favor if you would reach out to me on send me an email. I'll give you my banner below. Let's see if I can post that in here. Please send me an email because I need realtors. The biggest area I need realtors is Florida, Texas, Arizona, and California. So that's that. So Jay, I'm going to keep looking down below. If you wouldn't mind, let me know how your local market is. Are you seeing a soft market because of just no buyers? Or are you seeing a soft market because there's no houses for sale? I talked to a young couple this morning. They were going to see a house at noon. I talked to them about 9:30 this morning, just going over their pre-approval with them. And I said, what time are you guys going out there? They said, we just found out from the realtor that house is gone. Okay, that's the norm. So if you like a property, I hate to say it, you made the decision to make a move, you got to jump on it or you're going to have to just sit on those sidelines and wait. It'll be a complete waiting game. NJ's in New Jersey. If there's any realtors on here that are in New Jersey, NJ, if you could email me, it's dan@therateupdate.com. And then if any realtors on here post in your area, New Jersey is big. So if you wouldn't mind letting us know kind of what your zip code is or something, I'd love to help you there. Let's see here. You should lock it. I agree with you. He should have locked it. Let's see. I'm just going to go New Jersey. Dude, if you think your taxes are high, you probably have. You might beat Illinois. I'm in Illinois. I tried to relocate to Florida actually as a second home. I can't because the license is tied. I'm in Chicago and the branch license is tied to me. So I'm looking to expand down in Florida. If you're in the Orlando area or over to the coast and you're looking for a referral partner, you're kicking the tire, maybe getting in the mortgage. No, I don't want newbies. Actually, take that back. If you're in the mortgage industry and you're in the Cocoa Beach area, Cape Canaveral area, over to Orlando, I would love to talk to you. Reach out to me. If you're a realtor down in those areas, I'm going to be there in about 2 weeks. I'm going to be down there for about a week or two. I'd love to come and talk with you just to throw some ideas around. Fort Myers, Lynn, you're probably killing it down there. What I want to talk about today here, let me go to, if anybody is in the NJ's area in Phillipsburg, please email me at dan@therateupdate.com. I'd love to link the two of you together to provide some help there. So let's go on to those realtors. Let's see. Gia, Nashville, Tennessee isn't risky to lock into early. Builder says possibly close by the end of July. It's never too risky to lock in. Let me explain to you guys out there, the realtors out there, how this lock thing works. Okay, let me see. Brookfield. Okay, I'll keep moving down through here in a second. The lock is this, and I'll give you the good, bad, and the ugly. This is a channel that I want nothing but the facts. So I'll tell you things like, is down payment assistance program a great program? And I'll tell you why here in just a little bit. But we've experienced over the last week, possibly week and a half, 2 weeks, rates went up about 0.5%. Okay. I don't know what your mortgage amount is, but you can go to my website, therateupdate.com, go into the mortgage calculator and figure it out. What would it have been at 3.25? Now, what is it at 4.25? Okay. If whoever's telling you not to lock, I don't know why. I don't know what they're waiting for. I'm always a proponent. I always kind of monitor the market and I try to pick my timing. And you can't do that in this market because if I, for some reason, take one day off, the market could change by 0.25%. And I've seen that this week. If you watch my channel this morning, I think we had one of the either FHA or something like that was up 0.25% in one day. Okay, that's a huge move. So I would lock at any time. Here's the bad part about the extended lock. What they do is they take, let's say you can extend it out to 6 months or some a year. So they take the current rate, okay, and then what they do is they add about 0.5% to it. Why? Well, we're hedging money out that far, so to get that money, it costs. Okay, so there's a cost to it. Some lenders require you pay a fee for that. We usually work with lenders that don't, but anytime you go over about 6 months, you're going to have to pay a fee, and it's usually 100% refundable. All right. What happens then is you're saying, well, the rate today is 4. Why would I pay 4.5? Well, it's an insurance policy. Look at it that way. So 6-8 months from now, rates are 5.5. Well, you're good. You're locked in. Let's say, for example, we hit a recession and rates go back to 2.99. What happens? Well, we just move you. I'm a broker. I just joined the largest brokerage in the country. So I take your loan file and I move it somewhere else. Okay. So that's why we normally don't propose paying a fee, a fixed fee for that, because you're now at that lender's mercy at that time. So what they'll do is, let's say, for example, rates did drop. You go back and you try to renegotiate with them. They already have $5,000 of your money. They know you're not going to go anywhere. So why would they really negotiate back down to all the way to the current values? So what I'm trying to explain to my staff, even in trying to educate the clients, let's do the longest rate lock we can without a fee. Okay. So what happens is if rates go up, you have the insurance policy, you're locked in. Well, let's say if rates go down, well, you didn't pay anything in it. So I try to renegotiate with the lender. If they won't renegotiate, I move your loan over to another lender at the current rates. So it's basically a win-win situation. So if you hold off, you're in a 50-50 lose or win, being there's probably a better chance of rates going up than them going down. So if you wait, what are you waiting for? The rates are just going to keep trickling up and up and up and up and up. Now, I'm not saying the housing market's going to crash. I've been doing this, and I was used to selling rates at 12.99 on an adjustable rate back in the 90s. 5%, okay. Look at your credit cards. You're paying 28% on your credit cards. If you look at the statement, that should freak you out. So let's start going through some of these. Okay, let's go to Jay. Brookfield is slightly elevated, nowhere near the crazy as LA, San Francisco area. I have a question for you guys to ponder, and don't answer just yet. Here's what I ask people when I go on their channel for YouTubes. I get invited to YouTube live events and stuff like that with people. And a lot of people are kind of starting to put me off now because I keep stressing this. Renting is a terrible thing to do. Buying, why would you buy in this market? It's going to crash. Okay, so what do? I got a wife, 2 kids, and a dog, and I need somewhere to live. So renting, it's going to go up 10% a year. Buying, everybody's saying the market's so inflated that there's no way you should ever buy. Okay, options? What else can I do? That's what I want you guys to ponder. And if you guys could educate me on that, I'll help educate you guys on clients and social media and marketing. And one of the big things I want to talk about today is, mortgage programs that you might not know about. Know about, but why you might want to do one versus the other. But what I want to do is I really, really want to make this interactive. I'm doing this. I do my event every Saturday. There I talk to the clients all over the country, people asking questions. Today's format really was Thirsty Thursdays with the realtors. This is my flavored water. Just to kind of get on the same page so you guys understand. Your job is hard. I never want to be a realtor. And here, let me explain why. God bless you for doing it. But your area is really tight. So, like, for example, I'll talk to somebody in Chicago. I have referral partners in Chicago, and I'll go down there, or I'm meeting new people, and I'm like, so what's your area? Here's the answer I hate. Okay, I hate it. I'll go anywhere. That tells me you're not busy enough. Okay, that tells me I really don't want to work with you. Why? You don't have a clientele base. So your skill levels haven't been sharpened enough. I could be completely wrong, but I hate that answer. You're going to drive an hour and a half to my clients, the area where they want to build or buy, or 2 hours on a Saturday to show them a house. Don't you have anybody local? So you're going to spend your whole day going out there showing them houses. To do this, you're probably going to have to go out multiple times. You guys could tell me. What's the average time you take a client out? 10, 15, 20 times? So you're willing to drive an hour and a half out and an hour and a half back and spend the day there 20 times to sell a house? How about your other clients? How are you meeting them? If you're spending 8 hours with this client every day, I get it. I love that you want to take care of the client, but that's no way to do business. Okay. So let's continue to go through these. Let me go to the top. Let's see. Do you need a contract in place to lock in a rate? You do not. All right. I think we got a lot of just people in here, but you the realtor. Hopefully you guys are realtors. So please, if you're watching, all I'm asking you to do is just post down, just say hi. Here's where I'm located. In Florida doesn't work. It's like, come in, give me a local area. Again, let me repeat it. Why we're doing this. I'm going to help try to educate you guys on how to get more business. I want to show you more of the mortgage business. I want to work together. Maybe you can find some clients online. There's some people I know on YouTube that are realtors. They don't sell houses. All they do is YouTubes, and they get clients calling in and they refer those out, and they make a great living by doing that. Okay. So am I saying that you can do this? This isn't for everybody doing this. It takes, I think it takes some skills. I had a radio show for 13 years, and that's where I picked up a lot of my talking points and so forth. But let's get on to it. Let's go to the next one. Lynn, thanks, Lynn, for posting. Otherwise, we'd just be sitting here. It's you and NJ. If lenders don't lock you in when you request it, is there a way to file a complaint? Absolutely. Okay, so what you're going to get is if I say you're locked in, you're going to receive paperwork saying you're locked. Okay, if they don't lock it, You can file a complaint. It's a hard process to do because now you have to prove that you're probably going to chase your tail and it's going to cost you too much money. And the lender's going to have an attorney on staff or whatever, but you really can't go. There's not too much meat on the bone there. That's why you got to work with reputable lenders. One of the things is I would love you guys to comment, any realtors on here, what's your experience with Rocket Mortgage? This isn't a bash show. I really want to know. I hear horror stories from some, but they do so much business, they can't be that bad. So what are they doing or whatever? But you do not need a contract to lock in. That is called lock and shop. So there's various locks that you could do. You can do a long-term lock. That's if you're building. Okay, so you can have rates. Some companies will do rate locks up to 1 year. I haven't found them. There was one, and the rate was so stupid, and the costs were so bad. I'm like, I can't even do that. But there's an extended lock, and then there's what's called lock and shop. You can lock in a loan packet while you're shopping for a loan. The backdrop of that is it's the longest rate lock on that is 90 days. So you have to be actively looking. And if you're out there, either you're going to find a house like that or it's trying to find a needle in a haystack. So yes, there are multiple lock options for you. Okay, but that's a great question. Let's see. Let me go back to the top. I'm losing track of where I'm at. Let's see. My lender is giving me 3.75 and $7,000 $7,000 lender credit, but 45-day lock, or I pay $1,400 fee to lock in now for a 60-day lock. You know what? It's hard for me to explain it. If you ever watch any of my videos, what I explain to people is the rate. There's a combination of about 1 million different denominations on rates, because your rate is tied to your credit score, your loan amount, your house value, your property type, the duration of the lock, what kind of program you're in. So there's a multitude of options there. But it's hard to believe they're offering you 3.75 on an extended lock when the current rate today on normal loans, and I post it every morning, is 4.4. So you're way under market, and it's an extended lock. So if you don't mind, if you would send me your loan estimate or the paperwork they gave you in regards to that, to Dan at therateupdate.com. It's in the description down below. I'd love to review it and get it back to you, at least with my opinions. So, okay, let's go through here. My builder's lender won't offer a long-term rate lock. Is that a common occurrence? Absolutely, it's a common occurrence. Why won't they? Okay, so here's what's, now you got my blood up. So here's what happens that really ticks me off. The builder will come back to you and say, okay, if you use this lender, we'll give you $5,000. Okay, and then you go to the lender, and the lender won't lock you in until 30 days prior to closing. Why? And I repeated myself, and we rewind this. I'm repeating myself, but it's okay. They know the house isn't going to be in on time. Okay, labor shortages, supply chain issues, it ain't getting done in time. So they know that. So they're not wanting to lock you in because they know you're not going to close in time. So then they throw out this $5,000 credit or whatever. If you look at the loan estimates, most of the time when you're going through the builder's lender, what you're going to see is processing fee, $500, underwriting fee, $1,000, admin fee, $1,000, this fee, $1,200, points, $1,000, totals, $5,500. Well, you're getting a $5,000 credit, so isn't that good? Well, no, I just blew it. Let's say you get the same loan with me, and we do these every day, I get the same rate with none of those fees. We can use that $5,000 to cover all your other fees. That's what I'm trying to explain to everybody. But the relationship between the builder and the financer is illegal based on the rules. Okay, how they do it, I don't know. You can't provide somebody something of value to steer them to a company. Okay, I can't buy a realtor a box of donuts because they say that's kind of bribery to the realtor, and I can actually get fined for that. But the builder can use a lender, pay them, say, okay, or the client's going to get $10,000 to use that lender to steer that lender. So look up the steering rules in Google in regards to real estate, and you'll be like, yeah, how'd they do it? Why don't they just allow you to pick any lender you want and continue to give you the credit? Why? That's the question. Okay. And so they are in cahoots together. But I don't know what to tell you, but I would that's the basis behind it. So if you're out there, Sean, please call in to my company. The numbers below, my email is down below. We'd love to help you. At least give you an option. Okay, at least give you an option. Let's keep going. I want you guys, the realtors out there, to please post. Can you talk a little bit more about here? Let's go to this one. Can you talk a little bit more about the MBSs? If the Fed starts tapering, will it push more homes? This is another disconnect that I see. It does have some relevance. When rates were at 2.5, people are buying because it's like, well, heck, my payment's less than I'm paying for rent. That was very, very, very common. Okay. But the housing market here, let me give you my backdrop of the last 2 years. So if you watch my YouTube channel, you're going to say, Dan, you're just repeating yourself, but there's validity to it. And Ben Shapiro, like him or not, my son, he was watching him today, and he's like, dude, he's saying the exact same things you are. So basically what happened is, why are we in this position? Okay. One of the biggest things, and this history is going to show it, is I think the forbearance rules really hurt you realtors out there. Okay. Why? Well, last year, you probably had a lot of people looking to buy a house. There was nothing available. And the question I always ask my staff, why? Why were there no homes for sale? Well, if you ever hear the thing forbearance, so somebody's in a forbearance, what does that mean? They don't have a house payment. Okay. So like I said at the beginning of the show, what I need feedback from you guys is, renting's bad, buying a house is a bubble. So what do you do? All right. So the forbearance thing kicked in. You don't have to make a mortgage payment for 18 months. Well, some people were out of work, and that really helped. Millions of people weren't out of work. They were getting stimulus money on top of it, and they don't have a house payment. So let's say, for example, I don't have a house payment, and I would really like to move. Well, if I move now, I got to sell this house, buy a new one, and I can't put that in forbearance. So I'm going to have a mortgage payment. Or I can stay in my house until next year and sell it at that time. And during that whole time, my house went up 18% in value. It was a win-win-win-win. Now you're going to start seeing people saying, I need to move. Like normal. Why didn't most people move? Well, you're in a smaller place. You want a bigger house. You're downsizing. You're relocating. All these things are still taking place. But again, last year, why would you sell if you didn't have a housing payment? Okay. That's my whole point on all this stuff. So when the rates are going to go up, historically, they're still at historic lows. They're not the lowest ever in history, but you look over time, they're still great rates. So all these videos that you see, well, rates are going to hit 4, and oh my goodness, nobody and their mother is going to buy a house. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, the market will continue to go. People will continue to buy. Investors, I just posted a video the other day, how to get a 17% ROI. Investors are still buying. We have a DSCR program that we have investors loading up on homes. Okay, so that's hopefully in a roundabout way, I answered your question. So current rate on the property is, let's see what this, guys, I really need the realtors out there. But if you're not, I'll just answer the questions as we go. Currently at 3.125, property was originally my primary. Now it's a rental property valued at 1.1 million with 7 years left. I rent it out until next week. Cash out refi, a bad idea. Maybe, what do you need the cash for? Okay, so I have financial planners advising their clients to call me right now, and I'm doing a lot of them, and they're pulling out cash. Why? I'll tell you why. And a lot of them, whatever. I think it's a good time to be in the market. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not advising you to buy any investments or anything, but what they're doing with their money, they're buying real estate. and they're buying stocks. Okay, that's what a lot of the smart money is doing. The people are out there saying, oh, why are people still buying houses? They're loading up, because if you look at this, I'm posting a video. I think it's tomorrow. When would I never, ever, ever buy a property? When I plan on selling in a year. Okay, guys, this isn't a stock, or it's not Bitcoin where you just go in and trade it. It's a house. Okay, so if you're going to get into a house, the thought is you need a home. You need housing. That's what the whole real estate is. It's housing. Okay, yes, you're going to get appreciation over the long term. You are. Even if we have let's say the next year the housing market crashes 30%. 10 years from now, you're most likely, history's proven it, you've made money in that market. So it's like the stock market. You load up today and it crashes tomorrow. Oh my goodness, you're gonna get out of it. No, you dollar cost average, because over time it will increase. It's the way it is. Okay, so that's, hopefully I answered your thing there. But basically, it's what are you getting? What are you using it for? Again, we're doing a lot of cash outs right now, and a lot of them are from financial planners, and half of them are doing it for investment in real estate, and others are doing it for investments for retirement or some other platforms. But that's, it depends on the reasoning behind it. And then you got to weigh out, you're probably going to look at 4.5, high 4 rate. Is the offset there? Here's another area that people really don't get it. I'm at 3.5%, but I have $50,000 in credit cards, student loans, and a car payment. All those are coming to $4,000 a month. The credit cards are at 15% rate. My car loans at 6. I know these aren't the accurate numbers, but go with me. And my student loans at 6. I refinance at 4.5. Does it make sense? Yeah. You're saving a ton of money. So you don't pay the rate, you pay the payments. So what I would do in that scenario, consolidate all the bills. It's going to save you $2,000 a month. Okay. You probably rent up $50,000 in credit cards. Why? Because you're overspending. You're spending too much more than you're actually earning. So when we do this, start making extra payments as much as you can to drive down that payoff quicker than you otherwise would. If you do the math on all this, it makes huge sense. I've done several videos on it, and I'm working on one currently. So thank you for the questions. Let's go to the next one, and that is Slot Kid. Let's go Fuzzy. Let's see. I got 4.75 for investment loan with 3.5 points. Okay. Again, let me explain this. Fuzzy, I'd love for you to email me your loan estimate, please. It's dan@therateupdate.com. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scan your loan through over 130 of the major lenders in the country. I'll get back with you and tell you if there's anything better out there. It depends on your score. The biggest piece of this puzzle is the score, the loan amount, and the property value and property type. Okay, those are the 4 things. If your credit score is way up there, that looks way high to me. We could probably even get you a non-QM loan to beat that. And if you don't know about non-QM loans, check out some of my other videos, because that would 3.25 points is a ton of money. I wouldn't do that, but maybe that is the best option for you at that time. But my question there would be also, why are you paying points? So these are the things I'd love for you guys to call in, because these are the things that we ask you. We're not just a regular mortgage company that just, you come in and okay, what do you need? Okay, good. We'll provide you feedback. We're basically, look at us as mortgage advisors. You go to your financial advisor if you're looking to, figure out what you're going to do with your monies. Why don't you use a mortgage advisor? I'll be your real estate advisor, not your realtor, your real estate advisor. And we'll look at all the scenarios to figure out what's best for you. Okay, so please email me that loan estimate so I can review it, because you might be getting a great deal. You might be getting hosed. With Michigan Mutual. I don't know Michigan Mutual, but again, please send me the loan estimate, because I would love to, at least break it down. Let's go to the next one. What loan can I use to buy land? Can you do? No, that land is a toughie, because basically it's just a raw piece of land. So normally, I hate to say it this way, local lenders are a good place to go, like the local bank, because they're a community bank. They'll do those things because they want you in the community. When you go out to the bigger companies like us and so forth, I'm a broker, so meaning I find you the lender, the best lender out there for you. Believe me, there's a huge demand for it because the big companies that spend billions in advertising to get you to call them and offer you. How do you think they sponsor every sporting event? They own stadiums. They give away houses. You think they're doing that, and they're spending billions of dollars in advertisings? You think they're doing that and giving you the best rate and best terms? No. Okay. I keep it on a small scale because I want my overhead virtually at nothing. I just went over this right when we started the pod, the video. I used to a year ago, I was spending 180,000 in advertising. Okay. A year. I spend maybe a couple $100 a month now. My net out of pocket now for my marketing is zero. And my numbers are better than last year. Okay. How? That's what I wanted to talk to you guys on. So I'm going to bring that up. So I need some realtor questions because I want to educate you guys on some different things. And then I do want to talk about social media. I'm going to answer 3 more questions, and then I'm going to start doing some training for the realtors. So I hope you're a realtor on here. If not, please give me a quick little shout if you're a realtor. If I don't see any realtors, I'm just going to move over to start answering questions in regards to mortgages. So we have Mr. Rogers Neighborhood, Chicago. Dude, reach out to me. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I'm assuming you're a Mr. and a guy. So please email me, dan@therateupdate.com. I'm in Naperville. I have a lot of clients that we're pre-approving that need realtors. So I'd love to reach out to you and see if there's, if just get your information. So if I do find somebody in your area that I can refer it over to you, because I want this to be a tight knit YouTube family. So thanks, Mr. Rogers, for posting. Okay, let's see. I have definitely called already. Great information and working with your team. Hopefully looking at it is a good, it may be time to seriously look at those other options. Please do, Sean. Thank you for using us. I hope, and these are what I want. I love when I get the feedback saying, hey, we called you guys. And if you have any horror stories, don't mind you posting those as well. But if you do, if like you called in or an appointment was missed or whatever, I apologize. I do this. Call in the office. I'm there every day. Ask for me. If somebody missed a phone call or somebody missed a reply to any of your emails, I'm not being their babysitters because everybody is like crazy busy, but we don't want anybody to fall through the cracks. So I have me and 2 other management in check to make sure that no loan falls through the cracks. So Sean, thank you so much for using us. I don't know if I've talked to you yet, but and who you're using, but if you ever want to talk to me when you're calling in, please ask. I'm always there. NJ, I'm not avoiding you, buddy. I'll answer those questions, but I'm trying to get to some realtors. Let's see. When home inventories get a little bit easier, don't want bidding war with other buyers, please suggest. All right, so I think I get what you're saying. The big dilemma there is, when is it going to get easier? That's the problem. But the good thing, okay, we have forbearance behind us. A lot of those people, if they can't afford things now, they should sell. But a lot of them are just going to sit back, go another year or 2 without a payment, work the foreclosure system, and then get foreclosed on. What a prudent person should do that can't afford the house anymore, sell now because it's high. You most likely have equity in it. Sell it and then decide what you want to do before letting it go to foreclosure, because you're going to lose all that equity to attorneys and all the other BS out there. So, but this is right about now we start to see a lot of additional listings out there. So if you're a realtor out there, let me know what your thoughts are and why you think the market is so soft, meaning there's nothing for sale. Okay, I posted a video today saying builders are building like crazy. But again, you have labor shortages and the supply chain issue. But about now is when people will start putting their houses on the market. Why? Because by that time the kids will be out of school and it'll be summertime, and you might have vacations and things like that when you can do it. It's just how it's always been. So I'll say it that way. Then you have the forbearances. They are pretty much done. Okay, you're going to have some of those coming on the market. Okay, and then you're having the building come on the market. So look at those. If you're building a house, a lot of those people have another home. Okay, a lot of those people, once the house is done, they're going to sell the house. A lot of them might think of using it as a rental. I tried that. I hate the rental market. It might be for you, but I didn't like it. But it is a way for a lot of people to create a lot of wealth. So I think this is the time where you're going to see more and more houses coming onto the market, and also on top of that, the building coming through. I don't really think mortgage rates are really going to affect anybody that much because you're seeing your rents going up. You're seeing if corporate profits. I just posted a video yesterday. Um, Corporate profits were at a record high last year. Why? Well, consumers' disposable income was at an all-time high last year, even though we were in the pandemic. So there's a ton of money flooding the systems. Okay. Companies can raise their prices and people are paying it. Okay. Until we kind of halt our spending a little bit, inflation is going to keep ticking up and up and up and up. My thought on gas is Russia doesn't actually supply us with that much oil. It's a manipulation move. I still say on a lot of parts because they don't provide us with that much oil to make this much of a spike. So it was a worldwide woe, but it should. I see oil prices coming down in the next 2-3 months back to where we always have been. So I don't see that being long term. Wage inflation, I don't see that there. When the energy prices start to lapse, you're going to see a lot of inflation also dropping because of that. So I'm saying give it a year or so, and you're going to see inflation back in check. What happened last year was the Federal Reserve did everything in their mother to pump the stimulus out there, and our government did too. Very rarely do you see both entities pushing out, free money and monetary policy like they did. So that's that part of it. I actually wanted to go over something with you guys in regards to questions to realtors out there, but let's go here. Correct, my lender is giving me 3.75 rate for a 7-year arm with 60-day lock. Should I wait for 45-day lock? I wouldn't, because just today, we saw rates go up in one bucket 0.25%, in two other buckets 0.1%. That's 0.125 in a day. Okay, so ask them about the extended lock piece that they have. If rates go down, I mean, you still have it under the mark. Take it, take it. I would take it and run. Which one would I take? I would spend. I would do $5,500 is a lot of money. I'd have to do the numbers on that one. I apologize. But that just seems like a lot. It is a 7-1 arm. Please send me your loan estimate. Let me review it and I'll get back with you as fast as I can. It'll be tomorrow. If you send it to me tonight, it'll be tomorrow at opening bell. I'll let you know what my thoughts are and where you sit with that. If you would, when you send that in, please give me your credit score. That's one of the biggest parts of that. Nurse Jean, is 3.375 30-year fixed rate VA fixed a good deal? You betcha. It depends. And this is the question I get. And Nurse Jean, you're not paying attention to my videos. Okay, so what do I always say? Don't be wowed over the rate. What we want to look at is the rate and the fees. Okay, the person right before you said that they could pay $7,000 for a rate lock at a specific rate. Okay, that's a lot of money. What are your fees? Please don't answer it on here, but please email me your loan estimate. A lot of people ask me this when they're on here, but then I don't get the loan estimate. So please, if you want the help and you're spending that time and you're taking your St. Patty's Day to spend with me, please just click, send it to me. It doesn't take any time, efforts. I won't drive you crazy, I promise. I'll just send you what I usually do is send you a short video back and say, and I go over your loan estimate, and then in there I write what I can do. Save it. That's what I can do. That's why I email you. So please email me, and all my information is down below, scrolling up across the bottom. Let's go to the next one. These are a lot of rate locks today. I locked in rate 4.875, 706 credit score, no points. I'm putting down 3% for a $520,000 loan. Please email me your loan estimate. I'll carte blanche all these. If you have a loan estimate, you're locked in or contemplating the lock and the fees and whatever, do me a favor, and I'll make a promise to you. Send me your loan estimate. I will send you the loan estimate back comparison to say what is out there. So let me explain what I do. I'm a mortgage broker. I'm set up with over 130 lenders through the country. This isn't a pitch, guys. I just want you to explain what I do, or you understand what I do. I take your data. Okay. I have a system that we have, and I plug in your information. It scans the whole country, the largest lenders in the whole country, and tells me, based on your specific information. And it's your credit scores, your loan amount, your property value, the property type, the state you're in, all this stuff. It tells me this specific lender has this. Okay. And I can get back with you and say, here's what's out there. It's the easiest way for you to compare throughout the whole country with the least amount of hassle. I'm not going to call you every day. I promise. I don't have the time to do that. I'm not going to pester you. I'm going to shoot you that and say, if this works for you, please click the apply now button down below, and I'm more than happy to help you. That's it. If you don't like the quote, I'll even if my quote is worse than what you get, I'll be the first one to say, you know what, dude, take that one. Mine's no good. You're looking for money as cheap as you can. Make sure, though, you're using a reputable person so you don't. And the first question I got is, the person told me they locked me and they didn't. That's what you don't want. And they, so but that's a great question. These are all fantastic questions. I'm going to be about 10 more minutes. It is St. Patty's Day. My family is waiting for me for dinner. But I do want to talk to you. Have a fourplex. Let's see this. I have a fourplex at 2.75. Balance on is 240. Approximate value is 500. Good for you. How can I use equity without losing their? You really can't, unless you could get I don't even know who does second mortgages or home equity loans on investment properties. Unfortunately, you're in the same boat as a lot of people that are calling in right now, that their financial planners are saying, this is a great time to do this. It depends on what you're going to do with your money. Okay. So if you're going to use your money to just sit in a savings account at 0.00001, I wouldn't do it. If you're going to use that money to buy another investment property, what's your ROI on that investment property? Okay. That's what you have to weigh, the good and the bad. Okay, you give up that great rate to go at 4.5 or 4.75, but now is your cash flow. Remember, you don't pay the rate. Okay, so I mean that in a sincere way. So now, can you build up more equity and wealth and cash flow by doing this? And then it might be a good idea. Okay, but I get your point. But if you're just sitting it in a savings account and making no money, don't do it. If you're pulling it out for an investment purpose or something like that, for example, if you're pulling it out to pay off $100,000 in credit cards at 20% interest rate, yeah, do it. But if you're going to sit it in the savings account, I wouldn't do it. So that's my opinion. Let's see, keep going down through. All right, NJ Prepper. You're asking a lot of questions. I'll try to just condense one. If you pull credit, it drops your score. Yes, it drops your score. There's no relevancy of it. I can't say I'm going to pull your credit score and it's going to be 3 points different than yesterday's whatever, because there's a ton of factors that go into your credit score. And then this is the last one, and then I'm going to ask a question now to you guys. Are SBA COVID relief grant funds disqualified from being used as a down payment or closing cost relief grant funds disqualified? Okay, Lynn, did the client you might want to email me and I can actually personally call you. I will call you. An SBA loan. So let me give you the backdrop on money that you need for the down payment. Okay, this is a conundrum with a lot of people. The money you need in the down payment is, let me preface it this way. The housing market or real estate is the #1 laundering of money in the world. Okay, so that's why everything gets scrutinized, especially when the money that you're putting down. So when you're putting money down, you can do money that you have in your account, and you have to source and season it. I don't know the exact answer to your question there. I don't think you can, but I could be wrong. But because you can't get a loan for your down payment, but I might have a roundabout for you. I'll say it here on YouTube. Put it in the bank, let it sit there season for 2 months, then you don't have to do anything. It's your money. We don't go back. When we try to source and season the money that you're using for the down payment, we go back 60 days. Okay. Here's another thing, kind of off the record. Is their parents willing to give them a gift of the amount the SBA they got from the SBA? Read into that one. Might be a good idea for you. So the question I have for you guys, I'm done with the questions about rates and everything. If you have a loan estimate, please mail it into me. Email it into me. My information is down below. I'll review them. I promise you. I'll have them reviewed and get back with you. If you get them to me tonight, you'll have them tomorrow by probably 11 o'clock. Why I say 11 o'clock? In the morning, I work on my morning videos. Okay. So the question, here's an educational part. I need you guys' help or your help out there. FHA and VA. If you're selling a house, you're the realtor. You don't want to accept that offer. Why? Please, if you're a realtor on here, comment down below. That's the one thing I don't get. Let me give you the backdrop of this. And the only reason I would ever be hesitant if I'm the realtor in that situation, FHA and VA require a more thorough appraisal. If you have nothing wrong with the house, there's no reason why you wouldn't take that offer. Okay. So I'm just trying to educate you there. Okay, so now let's get on to some information that you guys out there in the realtor world would like to hear. YouTube, great platform. Okay, YouTube is the platform that I've been able to use to actually exponentially grow my business. If you're not involved in YouTube, you really need to be involved in YouTube. I went through something just in the last couple of days on how realtors get business because I was prepping for this video. And all the stuff that I see is that you have to be a good communicator, a good listener, a good this, a good that, a good driver, know properties. The one thing they really don't teach you, how do you get customers? Okay, I hate to say it this way. The realtor base is kind of like the mortgage business was back in 2006. There's a realtor at every corner. There used to be a mortgage broker at every corner. Okay, you all can't survive. So what makes you stand out from the rest? Well, it's attending things like this, knowing the business, knowing how to teach somebody. I don't sell. I don't sell. I educate people, and then I explain why this might benefit them or not. And I am real with this stuff too. What I do is I have people, emailing me all day long, like you guys are doing here. And I make money if I do your mortgage. I can't tell you how many people a day I'm like, keep with what you got. Okay. And people appreciate that other than, oh man, I'm going to make $3,000 on this thing. I'm going to do this loan where it makes no sense. Okay. So the one thing I always say is God gave you 2 ears for a reason, and one mouth. Listen to what your clients are asking you. Okay, listen. Don't sell them. Listen to what they're asking, but educate them. They might say, well, it's why would I want to buy now? Well, if you watch my video, now you know. It's not the crash of the past. It is building wealth. If you're going to buy for a year or two and hope to get a 20% return, it ain't happening. Okay? Because you're going to have, you get realtors out there, there's a real estate commission when you sell the property. Okay. So another thing that a lot of people don't realize is we just had a client call in today. I think it was today, 1 or 2 people I talked to, and they're like, I don't have a realtor. Why do I need one? I'm like, well, because it doesn't cost you anything. Why don't I just call the realtor that's listing it? Well, their biggest priority is the seller because that's who they really are working for. So they're not going to really negotiate with themselves to give you a better deal. So when you're buying a house, there's no cost. That's one of the things you got to tell the people. By using me, you don't pay anything. I might be telling some of you guys some new stuff. Some of the newbies out there might be, but what are you doing to find clients? Okay. So what I used to do is I was on radio, and that flooded the phones. But I was spending $15,000 a month for that. Okay. Now I do YouTube. Our phones and emails are even more flooded. And I use my money from YouTube, and I don't make much at it. And I use that just to buy my equipment, pay my internet bill and other things. I really don't make net anything on this, but my marketing cost now is zero. You guys send out mailers. Why? I get mailers every day in the mail and I own the house. I throw it away. Am I going to use that? Join a group. Join a group like this. You might come on here once a week and find a client. Okay. You might join, if you guys would go to my website, I'll show you this and then I'll conclude it from here because we're coming up on an hour and I try to keep these at an hour. So I'm not trying to offend anybody by not answering their questions or doing anything like that. But if you go to my website, it's right here. If you're a realtor out there, I ask you, go here. There's no catch, guys. There really isn't. Go down the inquiry forms, realtor, click it. Now, this is where I'm hoping it works. It works for a lot of people. Some people say they can't get in there. It'll ask you to log into your Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, just email me. Okay, my information is down below. What I need you to do is just plug in your information. I'm not selling the data. We're compiling a list. We're going to have a list that when a person calls us, I'm going to call every one of you who subscribe. And I want to make sure we click. Okay. Because you represent me. When I get a client, you're going to represent me. I'll refer that client to you. Okay. That's the whole gist of this. So I'm trying to find referral partners out there and educate you guys on my philosophies on things and so forth. So this is why I'm doing the videos. But today I just wanted to discuss what we're going to talk about. Now, we had a great success here. We have a lot of people. I'm going to see how this tracks on YouTube. I'd like to start doing this on a weekly basis. So I'll post a little poll. If you guys went on there and did the poll, please do it again. Let me know if you want me to continue these things. But I really want to make this for realtors on Thursdays. And then Saturdays, I'm going to make for everybody because I want to help the realtors out there because your life it's difficult. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. But I can give you some insight on what worked for me. Last year, I probably spent $250,000 on advertising. I tried Zillow, OpCity, Google ads, Facebook ads, radio ads. Nothing works. I hate to say it. Nothing worked for me. Okay. What works for me is this. Okay. That's how I'm becoming a YouTube influencer. I even have a couple of other people starting to call me out. And now when I email somebody that I found on YouTube, they reply, they're like, hey, you got good content. Wow, you got 20,000 subscribers. You're onto something here. It's a full-time job doing this. I do have 2 partners and we have a whole staff of loan officers. I'm there every day helping. And I do mortgages and I help and I talk to clients and I structure loans and I watch rates so I do videos in the morning and then I do videos at night. So this is a 12-hour a day job plus. So let me go down through and just see. I see. Do you service Massachusetts? Yes, I do. And the last one, as a realtor, we can't tell buyers that we do not service for free for the buyers as of this year. Okay. I never knew that. So this is why I do the videos. So how do we tell the client or how do we educate that borrower saying, you know what, the seller basically pays this fee? Or that's a good question. Any realtors out there, how would you answer that question? I can't stand the dual agent policy. Nikki, I didn't know that. That was great content. Which what you have to do is the biggest thing is let's take that behind the scene. Why do people use me for their mortgage? Okay. Well, they found me online. Is what they're doing now. Because my Facebook, I'm one of the million people. I'm going against Rocket Mortgage, who has $1 billion. Okay. They buy sports arenas and they sponsor this and they got their names on jerseys and race cars. They're posted everywhere. How in the world is anybody going to find me? I'm in Naperville, Illinois, and I'm a 10-man shop. Okay. How? I work hard, but I didn't want to go after the one client, like cold call all night, find that one client who needs a mortgage. And it's like, okay, then I work hard and I get that mortgage done and then they close. And now I'm back to square one. What I want to do is I want everybody to learn about me and then choose if you want to work with me or not. Okay. I'm not just the average mortgage person that's just going to go through and blah, 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 and slide it through. My goal is you call in and get superb service. Yes, we're going to scan your rate all over the country to find you the best rate out there. Can I be beat some instances? Yeah. Okay. I'm the first one to say, take it. And then hopefully you find value in that and then say, you know what, call this Dan guy. He knew what he's talking about. He's educated on this stuff. He's honest. Honesty is huge. I have nothing to hide here. If you guys ask me a question, I'll answer it. I like to pull the curtain behind the scenes to answer any questions that you have. So that is it for right now. I greatly appreciate you guys watching me, spending your St. Patty's Day with me. Thursday night, the tournament just started and everything else. So I can't thank you guys enough. Please leave me some messages here. I continue to watch these. Put down in the description, and I'll put out a poll if you'd like to do these continually on Thursdays. And maybe Thursdays might work better for people than Saturdays. So I'll check that out. But I want to thank you so much. Fuzzy, thank you. NJ, thank you. Sean, thank you. I forget, there was a Sean who's using our services right now, and I hate to say, but I forgot your name. It's your way up the ladder there. But thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. My name's Dan Frio. I do the rate update every day. Check me out on social media. Check me out on YouTube. The rate update with Dan Frio. Google it. I'm all over the board. Thanks, guys. God bless. I'll see you this weekend. Bye-bye.